Alrighty, welcome back guys. This is the best decks for premium as of August 2025 with 0 ban list from the latest English conference. So a lot of people are, gloom and doom about this format at the moment. It got no ban list. We got shafted with BCS events, and the most degenerate decks are still alive. And let me tell you, it is a very weird format. It's probably one of the weirdest formats I've played in my entirety of my Vanguard career. And that's probably because these two decks, Fenrir and Shout, are kind of roaming around. And then there's like other degenerate decks kind of following it. And it's just changing the way people play the premium format. And it's very Yu-Gi-Oh-like. And I don't like that. And so what I'm going to do is in the S tier, it's not going to be S tier anymore. It's going to be a ban tier. So this tier is a ban tier. And this tier is for decks that need to be hit straight away. Emergency hit. I don't care if you have to like drop a ban list for like, I don't know, some unofficial, mode of communication. It needs to be hit. The deck is just ridiculous, and yeah, just get rid of it, right? But anyhow, anything from A downwards are like decks that, I feel are really strong in the format and has a good positioning if all these degenerate decks go away, right? So let's just go through the first degenerate deck, and that is Fenrir OTK. This deck is disgusting. It has no way of counterplay. There's only really one deck that kind of beats this deck, and it would need to like ride down with like Rolox, or if it has like multiple ways to cheat out perfect guards against them. So like Pale Moon, for example, maybe with like Elementarian double G guards or something like that. It's just disgusting. I think the deck needs to be banned straight up. No questions asked. I think the deck is just ridiculous. Hit Valencia. To be honest, hit the OT, because the OT actually affects other decks that make it really degenerate as well. Valnote in particular. But yeah, Fenrir OTK, I think everyone has kind of seen this deck in action. It won BSF Sydney, came top 3 in BSF Indonesia, and yeah, it's just ridiculous. Other cool decks, like, I don't know, Gurgut. I think Gurgut is a fair deck. I think you just kind of put it there. It plays normal Vanguard. Same with Regalia. I think Regalia is a fair deck. You play these decks. It feels nice to play normal Vanguard and not get absolutely blown out by OTK decks. Other things like Susanoo probably goes there as well, like Ichipopo. Ichipopo is probably like on the list of being banned if all of the other stuff gets banned, because it has a really unfair like way to win the game, an unguardable way to win the game. And then I remember the last time this happened was with Silent Tom and the new Ichikishima. So yeah, if you're gonna hit all the decks at the top, you might as well hit this as well. Angel Gize. Angel Gize is good if the meta is slow, and there's only very few decks that can kind of beat Angel Gize. Those are like Eradicators and Victor. I think those two decks are really strong into Angel Gize. And then I guess like Crest Rose as well. So maybe like the deck goes here. I think it's a fair deck. I'm not going to put it up there. Not going to cope anymore. I think Angel Gize has passed its time, because I think it was a really good deck to kind of put in a meta where things needed CB and then you just shoot 5 and you win, right? I think Revengers is a really good positioned deck, but probably not in A. I think the deck is aggressively strong and can just blow people out of the waters if they go first. So I guess it kind of goes there. Liberators don't really exist, nor does Pure Ezel. Ezel Loop, another degenerate deck, get it banned. It has a mill loop, it has an infinite power loop, and it has an infinite attack loop. Like 3 loops in one deck with GB8. Yeah, get rid of it. This should be gone. Even though it didn't show results, any unintended play with certain cards should be banned, just straight up. Claret Raziel is a pretty cool deck, but I don't feel the deck is strong enough in comparison to a lot of these other decks, right? Same with Crest Luard. OTT Witches just kind of goes down here. Tsukuyomi as well. Pure Luard goes down here. Kosher Luard kind of goes there. Agravane, Nociel, Gavrail Control. This is like Ultima Loop, I guess. So I guess it's like here. But Ultima Loop is like you get to your win condition and you win with stands. So I think... I don't know if like that is considered degenerate or not. But I still think like the deck is strong. Maybe it's like brinking the ban area. I don't know. Electrical Helper Loop. Yeah, kind of the same. It just kind of brings that. But I feel like the deck is just not prominent enough. But maybe like it's being overshadowed by like all these other degenerate decks. Something like Vowing Saber. I think Vowing Saber is a pretty good deck. It's strong. Does what it does. It saw top 8 in Indonesia. It also saw top 2 at Sydney. So I guess like the deck is still good, you know. Other things like Batsis kind of goes down here. Gavriel Hamiel, I don't know. Like a lot of these are like cheese decks, like Tree Poet. Sometimes like if you just get the nuts, you just win. Your opponent can't really do anything about it. Fortuna Loop. Like a lot of these are like just made up stuff that isn't as predominant. I don't know. Like Genesis Witches just kind of goes down here. Alt Mile. MLB. Jewel Knights kind of goes up a little bit. Olden Jewel Knights. A lot of these are like kind of fluff decks, I think. Like this. Lawkeeper. Control Fenrir used to be good with Melissa, but I still think like it can still play in a way that controls your opponent, but I don't actually know what the win con would be. Shadow Witch is down here. Youth Deck Genesis kind of here. Overlord. So Overlord is like a deck that will always still be there, and people will play it, but I don't think it's that great. So it just kind of goes in C. Eugene Kagero. Pure Vanquisher. Sweep Exterminate is okay. Maybe we'll put it in B, but I feel it's not as good as Vowing Saber. I think Vowing Saber is much better. Yasue, Megaluna Azuchi, Pure Shunui. Pure Shunui. That one's weird. Maybe it goes up like here. Same with Crest Nui. I feel like missing the on-stride Dominate is really strong. But I still think like Crest is better. Hanzo, Daihozan. Haven't seen any results or anything. Same with Guy. Cole Magnum Loop. The problem with this deck is that it gets way too long into the game to be able to get to the loop. And if you get to the loop, it's infinite power. So, I don't know. Like, if it's infinite power, maybe ban it. I don't know. I'm going to just say ban it. Unintended loops is just not fun. Engelblader kind of goes down here. And also, a lot of people will say, you know, Derek, you're coping, like, this deck did nothing. Like, why are you hitting this deck? It's not about hitting the deck because of what, like, if it's showing any results. I think it's hitting decks so that unintended loops don't happen, right? Like, Silverthorn's garbage, right? Greed on loop. It's kind of like, whatever, I feel. The deck is just like, I don't know. It needs a lot. It needs a lot. Crest Jet. I think Crest Jet's pretty good. I think it kind of goes here, maybe. Like, it's a pretty fair deck. Dantarian Control. I like this deck. This deck is a pretty cool innovation. I think the deck has a lot of potential if the format gets better. In terms of like all the general decks go, right? Hellheart 8. This card has been like there since the start of time, and I don't know why this deck is not banned yet. People say the deck is too slow, but you have access to 12 heals. Like, just G-Guard your life away, and you just get into Hellheart 8, and your opponent literally can't do anything about it. I don't know about Bruce Loop. I think Bruce Loop needs a lot. And if you know how to play against it, it just kind of falls over and dies. NOK Barrow has no guard restrict, but people will still play it. Like, NOK, people will still play it. That's just how it is. Demiurge goes down here. Steam Maidens is like down here probably. I think Crestjet's just better. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like no. I think Crestjet is better. Stage Harry. So someone's got to tell me like how this deck is good. Like I've seen it top 8 at Indonesia. I saw it. I think it's like 2nd place at Toronto. I do want to know how this deck is good. I've been testing it and I think the deck just sucks. But maybe I'm playing it wrong. I don't know. I have zero faith at the moment with Stage Harry, but you know, a lot of people like Crest Harry just kind of goes in the same thing because it's kind of the same. You can't play G Harry with Crest anymore. But yeah, Stage Harry, Crest Harry, yeah, they kind of go together. Nightmare Dolls is not that good anymore. Magia Harry's not that good. But I still see results for like non-Crest Harry, and I don't know how like that is. Gastille. So there was a Gastille Mon deck that was played at Worlds, but I don't know whether that is good or not. But I'll put it in C, maybe low B, because it probably has potential. I'm not sure. Victor. I think Victor becomes one of the best decks if all of the Degenerate decks go away. We've seen it come 2nd at Worlds. Yeah, I think the deck is just really strong. Yeah, nothing more to say there. Die lineup, people will still play this deck. You know, you still one-shot people. I still see people play it at BSF, BCS. Yeah. Shout control, shout loop. This I'm gonna put it in front of Fenrir because I think the deck is cool. Right, it's a cool innovation, but yes, the deck needs to get banned. Like a dancing squid versus, I don't know, some magical dog looking guy. I think the squid looks way better. So yeah, +1 for aesthetics. So yeah, Shout Loop, absolute degenerate deck. Even I'm saying it, and I created the deck. The deck is just disgusting. Like, don't. Just get rid of it. Asura Kaiser Merciless kind of dies if Shout goes, because Shout is the draw engine for the deck. Freeze Ray Control is a cool way to play a control deck, so maybe it has potential. Chaos, people will still play Chaos every now and again. Deleters, I think Deleters is like pretty high up. I think there's a lot of Deleters as of recent. Saw one at Worlds, top 8, and there's been Deleters here and there as well. Galley maybe becomes okay once, you know, things get better. Good end combo, we don't really see that. Neither is Pure Jet, neither do we see with Gallop and Blau. Maybe like these kind of go down here. Deleter Messiah goes the same with, where is it? Where's Deleters? Deleters and Deleter Messiah just kind of pairs together. Pure Messiah, we don't see that. Crest Messiah we do see, but it's not as great as Deleter Messiah. Basaltus Loop. This is so cheese. I don't think it's good enough to be called a loop. Same with Chaos Messiah. If you're playing Chaos Messiah, you might as well just play Deleter Messiah. I think the deck is just significantly better. Thavas, people will still play Thavas. Maelstrom's not great. Same with Ripples, Blue Wave, and Brig Force. Brig Force is a fake deck. It's with Hostage, and yeah, I don't think it's worth talking about. Pure Rose. Pure Rose, I think people will still play, and I think it has a lot of like flexibility, and I think that's what makes Pure Rose still good. In hand, Crest Rose is still good as well. Both decks are still formidable, and both plays slightly different. One plays very control-y versus the other one being much more aggressive. Beatrice Control, I don't actually know if this technically exists. Ghosty Giza is a meme deck, but I'll put it there anyway. Scaredic Turbo. I don't know how you'd hit this, to be honest, because this deck did come top 4 at Toronto, and it posed a very not fun environment. Maybe you hit Skeleton Navigator, because Navigator is the enabler of all this, right? Navigator makes milling through the deck really quick. That goes the same with Flanger OTK. So what you do, you hit Navigator, you hit Flanger for those two decks. Flanger did come top 8 at BSF Sydney as well. Yeah, get that hit straight up. Leonor Grand Blue is just, I guess, Grand Blue with extra steps. Negrobot doesn't exist. Highlander, I think Highlander becomes one of the better decks if, you know, all of these degenerate stuff get hit. It's funny because like a lot of these decks were better decks or the best decks in the format before people found out about a lot of these other degenerate decks, right? It's pretty funny because like if you just remove that, like things become much better and it looks really, really nice. Riviere, people will still play Riviere and it's a really high roll deck, but you know, high roll and a lucky guy on a day, they just win, right? Ange, not really a deck. Loris Turua. Loris Turua is like, yeah, I'll give it some merit maybe. Chris Rain, Siana Control, I am unsure. Probably has potential, but yeah, I'll leave it down here anyways. Big Belly, it uses the OT with the stacking stride, so maybe it has some potential. Katrina is completely gone. We don't even talk about Katrina anymore. Hamske kind of goes down here as well. The only Mega Colony deck that is worth talking about is Mythiarch Ghidorah, and I think the reason why the deck is still good is because the engine behind it is good. Mythiarch's engine is really strong. It has a lot of advantage plus, whether it's plus on board, plus in hand, and it just has a way to like grind out the game. And we've seen it come second at BSF Indonesia. We've seen it top other places around the world as well. And even with Ghidorah at 1, I still think the deck is strong. It's not as floodgatey, it's not as degenerate as it was before. I think it's a really strong deck, and it's probably a deck I would play, to be honest. So yeah, that is pretty much the landscape of Premium. Everything in the ban tier, just get rid of it. Like ban Shout, ban Valencia, ban OT probably. Probably ban GBA or Choice Restrict GBA with Dindrain and Besok. Put Koi Magnum to 1. Ban Hellheart 8. Ban Navigator and ban Flanger. Like, I think a lot of this, like, just straight up kill it. It's degenerate. Make Premium much better, right? There's a lot of other decks that, you know, we can see kind of creep up and make, you know, moves, right? There's just different ways to play decks, and I think if you get rid of all the degenerate stuff, there'll be more ways to innovate. Even though we don't have new Premium products, standard products still develop on Premium. Like, for example, Shout would never have been a deck if Valtrosa and Seconda ever came into Standard, right? Same with Fenrir. Fenrir would never have become a deck if Reedy was not there, because Reedy gave it an out to your opponent hitting defensive OT. D Dindrain, like for Ezel, right? Hellheart 8 loop is Orions, right? Orions is good. Skadic Turbo is Magnolia. Flanger OTK, you still have like, I guess, older stuff, but this is like more older stuff rather than the newer stuff, right? But yeah, Bracing Angel Ladder, right? Bracing Angel Ladder, like Bracing Angel Ladder would like probably protect a lot of these decks, so ban Bracing Angel Ladder as well, and then you have like a lot of like creative battle phase interaction decks, and I think the landscape of Premium will be much better than it is at the moment. So yeah, bit of a rant, bit of a fluff talk, I guess, but yeah, this is pretty much how the landscape of Premium is. Yeah, there's a lot of decks that need to get banned, but if it gets banned, then it looks much nicer. So yeah, if you guys like this video, pop a like, comment down below what you guys think of Premium at the moment. I know it sucks with no events or very little events. And I hope Bushiroad does hear our cries for more events, because at the end of the day, we're Cardfight Vanguard players. We play Standard, we play Premium. We just want to play more Vanguard in different shapes and forms, right? So hopefully they'll, you know, somehow bless us with, I don't know, more Premium events or something. I don't know. It's wishful thinking, but, you know, hopefully our message gets out there. If you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.